We're going to look at other types of factoring besides greatest common factor when we have x's with fraction exponents. So we're going to look at a problem like this and a problem like this, but we're going to build up to both of those problems. So this first one factors x plus 5, x plus 2. 5 times 2 is 10, 5 plus 2 is 7. But the reason we have x's there, the shortcut is whatever this term is here. So we have ax squared plus bx plus c dx. That middle variable, that's what goes here and here. So if we were to FOIL this back, we would have x squared plus 2x plus 5x plus 10, which does end up simplifying to what we started with. For number 2, look at this part again. It's going to be h plus 5, h plus 2. And again, double check. H squared plus 2h plus 5h, which is plus 7h plus 10. You get what you started with. Number 3, it looks a little bit harder, but same thing. Whatever's being multiplied to that middle number, that b number. X plus 1 plus 5 times x plus 1 plus 2. And if we check it, we have x plus 1 squared plus 2 times x plus 1 plus 5 times x plus 1, which is plus 7 times x plus 1 plus 10. So number 4, same kind of idea. So that's going to be a 2 and a negative 1. And then to figure out what goes in these spots, we can look at this number. That's x to the 2/3. But let's double check. If we multiply them back together, x to the 2/3 times x to the 2/3, you add their exponents. That's x to the 4/3 minus x to the 2/3 plus 2x to the 2/3, which is 1x to the 2/3 minus 2. So that does give us what we started with, so that will be our answer. We also have factoring by grouping. You'll oftentimes see this when you have 4 terms, and we can't take out a greatest common factor. So you want to group the first 2 together and group the second 2 together. We can factor out a 2x squared from the first quantity, plus we can factor out a 3 here. And then it's like we have 2 big terms here where we can factor out this x plus 5 that's in both of them. And then in the first term, after we factor out that x plus 5, we're left with 2x squared. And in the second term, we're left with 3. And a lot of you probably write it like this. You combine those first, which is fine. And then whatever the other part was, the x plus 5. But if you know you're supposed to be factoring by grouping and you don't get the same thing here, then you did something wrong. So go back and check your work. We're going to factor this problem by grouping. We group the first 2, group the second 2. Now we want to take out a greatest common factor. If you saw the last video, remember it's the one with the lowest exponent. So x to the 4/7 minus 1/7 is 3/7 minus 6. We had x to the 1/7, we took out x to the 1/7, so we don't have any x's left. Plus, we can take out a 2. So then we have x to the 1/7 plus 2 and x to the 3/7 minus 6.